What are you doing?
I have no idea.
All right, guys, so today we are putting a new front mount intercooler right here, this big boy right here. Pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And we're gonna replace the stock RS intercooler with this.
All these little T30 screws, this little, I don't know what it is, felt-ish, plasticky under tray.
It's got a nice texture to it.
Yeah.
Kind of like flocked almost, you know?
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
Let's call this NACA ducting everything just to help cool the transmission and PTU and help evacuate some air too.
Some of the hot air.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you approve? What are you doing? Hey guys, so there is the stock little under tray thing. There's that ducting which redirects all the air up there. Pretty cool. Okay, so that's the stock piping, right?
Yeah.
And then it runs right underneath the oil, in between the oil pan, huh? Yeah. Are you gonna put that reflective tape on there?
No, I mean it's the hot side of the turbo.
Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
it's gonna do what it's gonna do.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's gonna make that big of a difference. I mean, yes, I could, but yeah, it's nice because you'll see when we pull this out, it has like some metal wire in here, and you can see it actually chokes down.
Oh
right
yeah.
Here to make some clearance. Just when we pull it out, it's really funny looking.
Huh.
Yeah, but over here you can see a lot of the stuff underneath. You see the brake ducting comes factory on this car.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I didn't even realize it had that.
Yeah.
And then it's got these little guys here.
Yep. So kind of just like Evos have them too.
Yeah.
Kind of pulls
redirects.
It, and then it goes in right here by the fog light.
What's up with that one?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Someone I let someone drive it autocross and they went and tried to kill some cones and killed other things too, I guess.
Cone damage right there.
Okay. I won't name any names, but he just got married in Hawaii or something. That's okay. T30.
T30. So it's definitely something you want to pick up if you got one of these.
Uh-huh.
All the torques. So you're gonna want to take the tires off also too, right?
Makes it a lot easier.
Makes life a lot easier. You don't have to do this on a lift. We just have a lift again, so it makes life easy. But you can definitely do this on the ground in your driveway, no problem.
It sucked though.
Yeah. I'm used to it. What do you think, Sparko? So there's a little wiring harness up there.
Yeah, you see it right there?
Right there. Nice.
Yeah, that disconnects all the fogs.
All the fog, cool.
All the fog.
Still just undoing all these little tabs. These ones are kind of like that Phillips head look. You just pull it out. You can just pry them out of there. It's pretty simple. There's just a lot of them, so it's tedious, but pretty easy. That's kind of cool too. So the front lip just screws on there as well. So I guess you could replace that pretty easily if you destroyed it on something. So that's kind of nice.
All right, there to be this part. And there's the stalker.
All right.
Little guy.
Yeah.
Just a little guy.
So it's pretty skinny compared to the other one. And it's got the polymer plastique, kind of that Subaru feel, or just any new car really. Nice and gloss black though, so that's cool. After you kind of get that off, we got to get right up underneath the fender here. It's kind of hard to see, but there's that bolt right there. We got to loosen that up, that way we can get play in between the fender. That's this spot right here, so we can drop the front bumper and gain easy access.
So when you have to take them all the way out, you loosen them, and this whole big plastic block holds on the bumper to the fender. So if you loosen that, you can pop the bumper out.
Out the headlight right now.
Yeah.
That's what, just 2 bolts?
Yeah, 2 bolts on top. And then usually you gotta use a screwdriver in there to pull this out. All right, you got man hands. Look at you.
There we go.
Yes, these are pretty cool. They so they actually turn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so when you turn down the street, this actually moves left and right.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Did not realize that. This little radiator shroud. Just taking that off real quick. A couple more T30s. A couple more of those little friends we all love. All right, guys. So disconnecting the hood latch is just like any bicycle. If you guys have ever messed with like a brake lever or something like that, just your basic little cable and the little end thingy. Whatever you call that, ball. I don't know. Thing.
Balls of steel.
Crimper thingy.
Yeah. So you can usually slide that out, but I just take the whole thing out.
Nice. Power tools are really a must when you work on these things. These little impact drivers are awesome. Do work. If you guys are gonna attempt to take the bumper off by hand,
have fun.
Yeah, have fun. It's gonna take a while.
With your arthritis.
Yeah, your wrist will be killing you by the end of the day. So we're taking off those last two inner fender bolts that are up in there that I showed you guys before. After that, we'll have two nice little clips that we can take off.
See that? It comes right on out.
Nice. All right, guys, so once you do all of that, you kind of just have these two last little clips you're gonna pull up on. So we're gonna pull up on these, and then we're gonna pull out on the bumper as well, so that doesn't hang up. And then we can get this thing up out of here, get it off the car.
Yay. Voila!
Going on up.
On a Thursday.
Taking off those clamps. So we took off the last two little Torx bolts at the bottom there. Now we can go ahead and remove the factory intercooler.
Shabam!
Alright guys, so that is the factory intercooler up against the new ETS intercooler. Taking off this ducting right up here. We're having to do that because the intercooler it's kind of going to be a little bit wider, so we got to make some room. It's proven to be the most pain in the ass part so far, getting this little plastic piece out of there. Trying to manipulate it in all sorts of different ways and not totally destroy it or destroy anything else like the air conditioning condenser or anything like that. Taking off the pressure sensor right now off the stock intercooler.
Yeah, don't forget that.
Definitely need that.
Don't forget that.
So that's a pressure and intake temp switch, right?
I believe so.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If anybody knows the proper name for this, let us know in the comments below. We're reinstalling it on the ETS intercooler there, and we got to put in the new bolt provided by them.
And this other way, and then it goes up like that, and like that.
All right, so you guys can see, can't really see, but there's a square hole right here. So this is actually where it's going to bolt into. So you're going to line up these little eyes with those holes. Then on the bottom, you have two more bolts where it goes into the factory location. The factory intercooler does not use hardware up here because it's a little bit smaller. All right, so we're trying to get to the nuts that we're going to put behind here. So got to take off this middle little crash bar piece, and there's some tabs right there. You just squeeze on, they go right here. Then we'll be able to access the back here so that we can get the nuts on the back side of the bolts. Okay guys, so we got the bolts on there. There's a polylock nut, and then you're gonna wanna put a washer right behind there. And then, what is it?
They're big washers that come in a kit.
Oh yeah, the big washers go behind. If you guys can kind of see it, it's the bigger washer that's gonna go behind this square hole right here. That way it fills up that area. And then right down here on the bottom, you're just gonna use the polylock again, and then you have the washer, and then that factory mounting tab with some zinc coated bolts. So gonna get those all mounted up and then get onto the piping. Sparko approves. Yes.
Is it good, Sparko?
Huh?
Yeah.
All right, just tightening up these bottom bolts. So there's quite a bit of hoses going on up here, hoses and clamps. So we're trying to get to those right now. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you're down underneath the car, you basically just follow the yellow brick hose until you get it off, and then you put a new one on. So this pipe right here going in between the oil pan and the transmission is actually, that is some polymer, that's plastic right there. A lot of the other hoses are rubber. All right, so you guys can see the factory turbo up here. It actually has this nice kind of little bead around it. So that's good because you're gonna be able to get a nice firm clamp on that to hopefully reduce any chances of getting boost leaks. This is the cold side we're about to rip off now. You can see that from the factory, it's kind of got a little bit of this mesh on it, and then it has wrapped in metal. And it looks like they actually did that to conform it in kind of an oval shape for spacing. This is what's going to replace the factory piping on the hot side of the turbo. These are going to be kind of a pain in the ass, but it's a really good clamp, so hopefully no boost leaks after we get this done.
Weird view. I mean, look at.
Yeah, so this is Ford's factory hose here, guys. So you can see it's like the inlet is really, it's thick, and then it gets ovalized to snake through there, and then it gets tapered down to a smaller size, goes to this toilet fitting, and then goes back up to the throttle body size, which is a lot bigger. So kind of funny.
Huh.
Works though. Huh. From what it looks like, this bolt on the AC compressor is what is going to be one of the mounting points for the cold side of the intercooler piping. Here on the cold side of the intercooler piping is proven to be pretty tough. It's a very tight little area, and that's why you kind of saw Ford how they did that little oval shaped situation down here. So we have to get this in like this and then try to get that bolt lined up if possible. Hopefully we can.
Oh, we'll get it.
Actually got the angles correct. Once we got piping on here, it helped with getting the angle proper, because when we just had the pipe just sitting there, it looked kind of funny, but now it's all good. Right, so we're putting the coupler onto the turbo right now. This is the tapered one where it goes from that smaller diameter to the bigger diameter of the piping, then it runs the whole rest of the way to the intercooler. We are doing the hot side pipe right now. So we're just mounting up the fitting here, and then we are going to run that elbow right here. So that's this little piece, right?
Yeah.
It comes with the T-bolt clamps, so it's a really nice high quality kit. Overall, the engineering and the fitment on it has been really spot on, so it's good stuff. All right, so we're just getting this coupler connected on here, and then you will see on the bottom here, ETS supplies you with some poly-lock nuts, and then there's a washer on there as well. You can just clamp those down. You'll hit this one right here, and then it runs right up into the turbo, and then you'll put your clamp up there as well. So the only fitment issue that we just slightly had was the AC line right here. Just kind of had to bend it around the pipe. It wasn't really tough to do, and it was just because it was touching, so we did that. And then, yeah, all the piping's on there. Overall, how did you think it went?
Awesome fitment.
Yeah.
Awesome. I mean, it's typical ETS. But yeah, it's good stuff.
What do you think the most pain in the ass part was?
Just like the STs,
Yeah.
is getting under here and putting the coupler and the T-bolt clamps up there on the throttle body.
Okay.
And probably this pipe.
Yeah.
But
Because this is a really tight fitment on this. It's like, it's perfect, but it's definitely like spot on. You
Yeah.
have to get it right for sure.
yeah, it is tight.
But this bolt is gonna guide you in the right direction. So we got these little pieces back on here. They just kind of clip in, put your bolt back in there, and then connect it up right in this little spot. That little groove goes over just like that. Beefy.
Need these.
Yeah,
Need headlights.
just drive it during the day. Bolting up the factory under tray right here, and just putting it all back on. This stuff is pretty easy. It's just a lot of bolts. Put it back on the same way you took it off. So just putting the screws back into the under tray here. Get them all back on there. There are quite a few. So you got to do this, what, every time you change the oil, huh? Or
Yeah.
no? Yeah.
Every time I change oil, that comes off.
Kind of a pain in the ass, really. I thought the Subaru one sucked, but this one's no joke.
Yeah, and Subaru ones you can just kind of leave off if you don't want them, but this is kind of a good thing to have with all the ducting, so.
Yeah, this is functional airflow right here,
Yeah,
right?
so it's kind of a good thing to have.
All there. It's pretty cool. New wheels.
Yeah, these are good. They're Motekis, but I like them because they have the little spinny washer.
See, what'd you get here? What kind of wheels did you get, Brandon?
I got some Rays,
Very nice.
57 DRs.
They look good.
Yeah.
And they're gunmetal with like a slight blue tint to them, kind of.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So what tires did you get on there too?
Some R888s.
All right, guys, so thanks for watching that video. Thanks, Brandon, for doing some more
Yeah.
fun stuff on your car.
Always fun.
Always good to do some upgrades. So we're over here at FW Motorsports today with That's where Brandon's doing the work on the lift, so it can definitely be done on the ground, but I don't recommend it. I mean, it's gonna take a while longer. If you have a friend with a lift, definitely find somebody, but
Probably
it's manageable.
on some ramps or something.
Yeah.
Give you a little bit more room up, but
Because some of the pipes you gotta get kind of straight up. So
Yeah.
you're gonna want a good, at least like foot and a half of ground clearance underneath the car when you do this install. So.
Yeah, an extra buddy helps too.
Yeah,
Especially
definitely.
getting the bumper off and everything.
Yeah, and then holding the intercooler and all that different stuff. So definitely helps a lot. So thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys soon. Later, and wrench on.